All right, so I wanted to make this video for anyone who is as uncreative as I am when it comes to artistic things. A blank white canvas scares me more than anything in the world, and I can think of about three colors, black and orange and blue, because go Gators. Outside of that, I have a real hard time with like artistic creativity, but I wanted to make some cool like thumbnail intro cards for YouTube videos. And I was watching a video about all sorts of new AI related websites you can use. And one I really like is this Playground AI. So what I'm going to use today is Photo Booth, which comes free on your Mac, Playground AI, the free version, and Canva, the free version. So all free. If you don't have Photo Booth, I'm sure Windows computers have something similar. I do have a new, well, fairly new, I guess, M2 Mac Air, which has a 1080p camera. So if you don't have a good camera, you can always use your phone and then just get the photo onto your computer. But I'll show you real easily how we can use these three things and whip up something pretty cool that you can use for any type of branding you want. So here is, wait, where is, I was obviously playing around with this earlier. So photo booth. So I'm going to move it over to my other screen so I can take a photo. And you can do whatever you want. We're going to remove the background. So let me get out of the shadow this way. And then I'm just going to snap a photo. And you can take a couple, like whatever you want, if you want to do something like the whole. So grab a few photos, and then we are going to go, let me make this a little smaller for us so you can see. Oops. All right, so this is Playground AI. This is just the homepage, which has user generated stuff, and it's cool. You can see, if you click on the stuff, you can see exactly what they put in for the prompt, and it makes some really, really cool stuff. But you can also use AI to edit your own photos, which is pretty cool, and to make like backgrounds and landscapes. So, a lot of good stuff here to get inspiration from. So, I'm just going to go to my Canvas file, and if you upgrade to the like pro version or whatever, it is much faster. I'm not going to generate a lot of photos because it does take time. But you can see I've already been kind of like messing around with what you can do with filters and making some different landscapes. So I'll just go over some quick examples. So I just bring photo booth over here, and then I can just grab whatever. I'm just going to drop it in here. And then if you set this image strength to 100, it's going to grab the actual image, because what I want to do is remove the background from the image and then put it on a landscape. But you can also use some filters, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. So nothing over here should matter because we're not generating a prompt. So you're just going to create a new one of these. I actually find it easier to use the trackpad for some reason. So just hit generate once your photo's in there. It does take a little bit of time. This whole like canvas board thing's a little weird to me, but I'm sure some people understand it a little bit more. So we'll zoom in, and what we can do then, and you can see it digitizes it a little bit and kind of like smooths out edges and stuff. It's pretty neat if I zoom in. I don't know if you can see that, but like it's all been, it's like all digital now, but still looks like very similar to me. So then we'll click on the image, and then we're going to hit remove background. And sometimes it works better than other times. We'll see how this one works. So it didn't get rid of this because it thinks, actually, that's kind of cool. It usually removes it, but I actually might use that for something. So like you can see up here, fully removed. I had a little bit of something. So, I mean, it's not perfect, but the size of files and stuff you're going to be using, this one worked perfectly the other day I did, wearing the exact same outfit for some reason. Um, Here's this one. It removed everything. So you got to play around with it a little bit. And then I also want to show you how you can do these, like, this is like an oil painting type of version. So if we, let's bring this is our new image box. Okay, we're going to turn the image strength down just slightly. So to like 90, and then add a filter. So there's a lot of filters you can play with. The oil painting one's really cool. Um, I'll just do this black and white 3D. I have no idea. I actually have never used this one. Okay, so we have that set, and then we just hit generate with no prompt. Okay, and it takes you and kind of messes around. There's nothing black and white about this, but it does add some like three-dimensional to it, and then changes me a little bit, which is pretty cool. And this one came out really well. I did the other day. This one was the oil painting. So you can play around. There's a bunch of filters, and like if you want to make it a little more cartoony or a little more smoothed out, like, or you can of course just use regular background if you want, no problem. So then we're going to generate. So we've got a bunch of different photos to mess around with, but I do want to show just how to generate a landscape real quick. So for this, just make sure to delete this photo here, get rid of that. If you want to use, actually, let's leave that black and white. That might be kind of fun. You can use a filter or not use a filter. And then here you're going to add a prompt. So let's say you want to do a background for the image. And you can also have it produce multiple images at once. It will take longer. So I'm just going to do one. I'll do two. Let's see what we get. Let's do something like simple landscape. I can't even think of creative words. Well, let's do mountains. Spell that right. Mountains, moon, stars, snow. I don't know. See what we get. And then you can also adjust. There's a lot of things here to adjust. So prompt guidance is, if the lower it is, the more like AI is going to try and figure out what you want. The higher it is, the more it's going to be exactly what you type. You can change the quality. I kind of keep the quality low, and then once I find a prompt I really like, I up it a little bit. But sometimes low quality stuff, it's not just necessarily like bad. It's just a little more like, these are all technically, I mean, they're not high quality, but when you zoom in, I mean, they're plenty good enough. They just look a little more like artistic or like painted, I guess, than they do digital. So whatever you want there, you can mess around with that. I'm just going to leave it at 8, 54, 40. Going to do two images. We'll see what we get. And then I'll show you we can take all this stuff and take it to Canva if you want and add kind of like your own branding to it and colors. And of course, you can type colors in here. I mean, if you look at the samples on the front, there's, I mean, some people have entire paragraphs of prompting. I just literally can't think of enough things to put. So this, for some reason, gave us cars. I don't know why, but it did. Maybe it's in a car mood. Um, but still kind of cool, actually. These are kind of really cool looking cars. So maybe use it. So I'll show you then, use my mouse here or my trackpad. But if what we can do then is take something like, I mean, we're not going to take this one because it's got that. You can see how this stuff kind of looks on top of, actually, let's do this in Canva. Might be a little easier. Okay, so once we have whatever we want, and you can just download all these. So let me click on, actually, let's use this one. Download. Let's grab this one. Download. And let's grab one of these I made today. I kind of like, grab this one. Download. And I'll show you how we can mess around. Actually, maybe I'll grab this too because it's got. So I recommend just doing a bunch of stuff, and then you have a ton of things to play with. So if I swap over to Canva, so again, this is free. You're just going to go to the free online photo editor, and let's see. Let's do this background. Okay, so we've got our background in there. Simple. Grab this, drop this in. I may be a bit too oil painting looking for this one. So you do something like this, and then you can go to, and there's so much stuff you can do on Canva. I'm definitely not going to go over. You can add borders and all sorts of things if you're used to using it. I don't know, all this sort of stuff. There's also a lot of, where was, oh, in design, these different templates you can use. I haven't actually used any of them, but there are some like fun ones if you want to do like more real branding, like make certificates, or you want to do print, any of that kind of stuff. But I'm going to keep it simple. I don't want to like overdo it here. And let's use, will this look good? Make this black. I don't know if that's going to show up. No, let's try something different. What do we got? What do we got? Love, peace, and joy from the Fitzgeralds. I could probably put something here. Maybe we'll do like, I don't know. Get creative. And we can change this to be can make it smaller. You can make it centered if you want. I think we're going to need something a little more bold than that. Oh, maybe this will be big enough. Oops. That one. Creative AI. Let's center it. Let's grab it. Probably have to move it down. And Canva will help you like center everything the way you want it with all the boxes. But you can do something like this. Or the other option you have too is you can get rid of the background. You get rid of this, get rid of this, and let's go ahead and import the other photo I took. I think it's this one. Oh, whoops. Drag and drop it in. So we can do something like this, and then we can change the background color if we want. Well, blue is probably not going to be good on blue. Yeah, I can do some kind of like chocolate brown, and you can always go in here and kind of mess around with the different colors. And I kind of like how it digitizes and it's not just like an actual photo, because the reality is too, like I'm just using a webcam. I mean, you could go outside and use your photo and like take better photos, or maybe you have other photos you just want to import and remove the backgrounds from. Like however you want to do it, there's a lot of options, but you can definitely do something like this and then add text. What do we like here? Ooh, maybe this one. I don't know, we can call it like goal setting, and we can do something like this. So there's a lot of ways, and then all you got to do is hit download like that. And here you have a thumbnail you can use for something or whatever you want to do. So there's a lot of options here. Pretty simple, easy to do. Again, it's just photo booth or use your phone for your own cameras. Then you're just going to go over to, whoopsies, just going to go over to Playground AI. You can remove the background and keep the background if you want it. You can do landscapes in here and use these to use in Canva, but whatever you want, then you just go back to Canva, go to the photo editor, drop in whatever you need, add text here. Like I said, you can add borders. You can get really fun and creative with it, depending on how creative you are. Maybe you're the opposite of me, but a lot of fun different ways to play. And especially I would recommend spending a lot of time in here. There's a lot it can do. It does take a while because of it has to generate everything, but maybe it's worth upgrading to the service if you're going to use it a lot. But that's all I got for today. Hope this was helpful. I have definitely found it quick and easy way to make some stuff where I don't just have to use like the first clip of my video on YouTube. So maybe you can find use for it other ways, but hope it was helpful. Talk to you all soon.